This morning, I formally asked for his resignation. The superintendent, Gary's record at the Chicago Police Department is a strong one, and one that he can be proud of. But now is the time for fresh eyes and new leadership to confront the challenges the department and our community and our city are facing as we go forward.
Another major city in America finds itself in a tense state of upheaval. Chicago fires the man in charge of their police department as the city remains on edge over the killing of a black teenager by a white cop. And amid calls for Mayor Rahm Emanuel to step down, some believe this is nothing more than the mayor covering his backside. This as the national black community wrestles with what they saw on the steps of a Manhattan hotel and wondering who in that shot is covering for whom. Our guest is author of the book, Teach Your Daughters to Fly, senior pastor at the Holy Ghost Full Gospel Cathedral in Detroit, Michigan. Bishop Dr. Corletta Vaughn is on the hard line. Bishop, I want to thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to get a chance to talk with you. And let me ask you with regard to Chicago, because we are all trying to wait and watch and hoping that nothing happens in this country right now that tears us apart again. Is this the mayor of Chicago hiding behind a sacrificial lamb and basically hiding a lot of problems that need to be put out in the open?
Listen to me, man. If it walks like a dog, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And I fully believe that there are more people responsible for this than just this one person. And it starts at the top. It starts at the top. There's some covering going on. There's some untruths being told, and we need to get to the bottom of it. I'm so sad to see this happening after New York, after Ferguson, after Missouri, after Baltimore. We need to stop this. It has to stop. Black lives matter. Absolutely, all lives matter. But right now, in this context, black male lives matter, and we've got to stop it.
Let me ask you then, because many people are asking this question, what then is the responsibility of the black community itself to make sure that things get better from the ground up? Obviously, there's a problem with cops, there's a problem with authority, and a lot of people here, but there are those still saying that the black community has got to stand up and do something itself.
Well, let me tell you this. 1.5 million black men are in prison. 1.5 million black men are outside of their homes. 1.5 million black men are not parenting their children. They are not there for their wives. They are not in the community. Most of them are in prison because of small drug charges, sometimes as small as marijuana. They're getting 15 and 20 years. So we've got to reform the prison system. There's more than just stand up. We've got some systemic problems that are going on in our community that's caused by outside circumstances. When you take 1.5 million fathers, husbands out of a community, what do you expect?
Bishop
So we've
Vaughn,
got to get some help.
I've only got about a minute and a half left here. I want to make sure that we talk about Donald Trump here for a moment. Believe me, you're going to come back on the show again. We're going to spend some more time. You said Donald Trump, quote, is everything that is wrong with America. Do you think that he really cares about black voters? And do you believe him when he says that he feels a lot of love and he believes a lot of blacks will vote for him in 2016?
I think that there are certainly some Republican blacks that are going to vote for him if he gets the nomination. That's the big point. But right now, he has offended our community. He is not talking for us. He is not relevant. He is not being touched by some of our concerns and our circumstances. And so at this point, I doubt very seriously if he has the love that he really thinks he's got.
Is there anybody on the Republican side that you think does speak to the black community and that the community there would trust?
I think that there may be maybe one or two at this point. It's just too early to call it. They're ringing the wrong bells. They're just ringing the wrong bells. We're talking about moral issues. African Americans right now, we get moral issues settled in our church. We want religion in the church. We want our government to provide life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and justice for all. That's what we want.
Let me ask you this. I've only got 10 seconds left. Do you want to name those two people?
Not at this time. You get me back. I'll name them.
Bishop, I'll tell you what. You're on the mark now because we're going to have you back on the show soon, and we're going to put that up to you with the two people. But you are trying to make a difference, and that is certainly worth the notice. Want to remind everybody once again of your book. It is called Teach Your Daughters to Fly. Bishop Corletta Vaughn, thanks so much for joining us. And the Hardline continues.